All right, do it.
All right. First up for me, and I'll just say I got a big chunk of EV stuff later in this hot list, but these are some of the ones that just popped up of interest. Couple I hadn't really seen before. All right, so the first one is Gilt.
Okay.
So Gilat Satellite Networks
Hold on.
Limited.
What's the ticker? GU.
GILT.
Oh, okay. Satellite company. Okay.
Yep, and so I saw the flow on it, and I was like, before I even looked at the chart, I'm like, I'll bet this is in the dirt, and it is. And so the reason that this one interests me is that so it's sitting at like 581 right now, and whales are stepping in at 7.5 C for 317, and then they're selling puts on that strike as well. And it's one of those where the strikes go from 5 to 7.5. So you don't have like um, a whole lot in between there. But I see this getting a decent bounce, maybe some consolidation. I think it's going to reclaim six fairly quickly, and then looking for a move to seven after that.
Um, you have 548 solid support down there, but your volume profiles are 960 and 827. Definitely see a little resistance at 6. Um, but after that, yeah, you're clear. You're clear and running for a while. 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, and I basically I like those leaps, the same leaps the whales are buying. That's sort of where I'm at on this. Just to give you a sense of the pricing, let me call up that current pricing on it.
To like 23s or like, I bet it's that.
And yeah, so they're like $30 for
Yeah,
7.5 C for March.
March. Yeah, I'm
So
looking at six.
you can sit on that, and you'll you'll double that up with a decent move to seven. So
6,800 contracts on Friday. That's probably what you're seeing, huh?
yep, volume over open interest, and same deal with selling the put on that as well. And so it's basically a
Okay.
pretty small group of whales
Ooh,
concentrated within these contracts.
can,
And
can,
so I'm kind of looking for people to follow them. Ideally, we do get a dip, maybe another 30, 40 cents. That 540 that you mentioned stands out, and I think we'll bounce from that.
quick question for you. When you see, I mean, the numbers are fucking exact on my side. Um, on this contract, right? The ones you're talking about, they're
Mhm.
both six thousand
Yeah.
eight hundred eighty-nine. Is that like a tell that it's like the same person usually, or like is that fishy,
Well,
or
I
is that
when I
normal,
see
or
that, I dig into when the buys happened, and that's where I can tell if it's the same person. So
because the fives are the same way, just less volume?
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just curious how that worked because normally they're not that close together.
Yeah, it's exactly. I mean, it's the same buyer,
Okay,
and
okay.
like a lot of time, like the site will kind of hint at that. So yeah, here it is. The selling 7.5 and the buying 7.5. Both happened at 12:46 p.m. in 5 seconds. So yeah, it's the same person.
This is gonna get news Monday morning while everyone's sleeping except for me and Pele.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, Starlink or something. Yeah.
Hey, G Stat's
All
in the
right.
mix still. G Stat,
Yeah. Yep.
that's all you need to be.
All right. So next up for me is
Oh, I put 548 just because that's like the shell phone volume profile. It's a little below your June lows
Yeah.
or whatever, but you're on June lows here.
So next up for me, this one I would recommend waiting a few days, and it might be like a late week play, but I wanted to get it on our radar. Um, Cores.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I'm probably a week early on this, or maybe 3 4 days, because I say that because I want to see it actually get to like. I mean, 150 would be amazing, but I don't know that we'll get that. But um, this thing will fly with crypto, especially if it gets down to 150 or so. So what I'm looking for with cores is I'm seeing whales start to get interested in it again. Basically, this is the same thing I saw last time, and the last time I was early as well. Like I found it, it sold off a little more, and then it just completely took off. So I'm going to be patient this time, and I see a move back to 250, potentially to 3. The contracts are leaps January 2024, and some shorter stuff. Um, yeah, some like 12, 16, 2.5C as well. And leaps also out to even to 2025. So basically, they're buying themselves time. Buying leaps that far out is basically like buying shares for less money. So, but that's kind of the play. Watch crypto, look for this to sell off another 20, 30 cents, and you'll have a great trade.
I had it last.
Even if, by the way, even if it gets into just a channel from 150 to 190 or something like that,
Yes,
we might be stuck in that for a while.
I had this last week because the $2 levels volume profile on both the 1 and the 3 year. Um, so I like it just back to that level. Basically, what you said at the end there is where I'm at with it. The only
Yeah.
thing is it I'm gonna be a broken flipping record with it, but there just wasn't a lot of volume, and it gets real choppy when there's not a lot of volume on this chart.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I wouldn't buy it here. Let's see it sell off a bit more, and then we'll go from there.
I like it. I like it.
All right. So next up for me is Toast, TOST.
Isn't that like an ETF or like a not an ETF? No. Point of sale for restaurants. Okay. Solid.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like the little restaurant kiosks or whatever. So they basically like you look at their chart, had just been a complete disaster for months, and then they had some good earnings, um, pulled back a bit, headed back up, another pullback, and so what I see here, I think we could sell off a bit more, but I think that we're going to break through and retest some of those highs. Well, the contract I like here, I like the sold puts at 17.5 for November. So I think a pullback to 18 definitely could happen, but I think it's a little bit more likely that we turn around and 30 20C, 10 21 25C is kind of in play as well. 10 21 20C is a nice one. So I think that we could bounce back, retest that 22.
This is a good chart in regards to volume profile. Both 1 and 3 year are 14. You're kind of building support around 20. It looks like. Um, with yeah, if you go back to the IPO spot, it started at what 50 $60. So a lot of support down here. Weekly looks real good. Uptrend since June or July. So Yeah, I think I like playing this more off of 20, because getting through that's always, you know, a challenge for some stocks. But
Yeah.
if this thing just gets above 20 and holds it, I like 20 to 25 plays. Those are fun for me. Those work great.
Yeah, and I think if it does claim 20 and can hold that, definitely 25's going to come pretty fast given what I see in the flow. All right. So next up for me is it's a consumer defensive stock, Coty, COTY.
I see that here now and again in the scans and screeners. Ooh,
So
we already have a line on this thing.
oh, where's the line at?
Ooh, no, I lied. Sorry, wrong one. No, I lied. I lied.
Oh, okay. So basically, 7 is really rock solid on this, and unlikely that you even get that. Basically, for me, look to add 730 or something like that, and just going to keep testing 8. Likely to break through this to the upside, and 10C for November stands out, and also 10C for January stands out. So we're just in this range. Look for it to dip kind of the lower end of this range. We're almost there. I think if you get under 750, it's time to start looking, and then take it back to 8. And one of these times, it's just going to bust through that and head to 9 and potentially 10.
I real quick on RTL stuff. I just basically real simple. While he was talking, I seen just this big weekly candle. I just put a line at the top and the bottom of it. But always check your lines on the lower time frames. So 714 kind of runs right into this last shelf, like that level. 8's kind of the top, which 8 kind of lines up with volume profile. But I'd rather move this line down here to probably like 770, just because you're gonna give yourself more trades and still have a 10% window. But that remove that right there. I think we're gonna come out of this box in the long run. So yeah, buy at 7, sell high 7s or 8 for me right now. It's a beautiful chart.
Yeah, it's smooth, and it plays like, these consumer defensive stocks. They'll get in this little, like a little window like this, and stay in it for a long time. And then when they do bust out, it can be really nice. It's like what Ali did not that long ago. All right, so
Yeah,
next up,
your weeklies are dollar candles for like the last 10, 11. It's
yeah,
it's great.
and yeah, for a stock at this price point, that's nice.
It's huge.
A nice trade.
It's huge.
Yeah. All right, so next up for me, and this one could definitely dip. So I want to be careful with it, but I sort of like it as a play over the next several weeks. QS,
Okay, I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
QuantumScape.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one. All right.
All right, so this one, what I'm seeing, like right now, it's sitting at like 11:30, and I'm looking for it to dip under 11, and at that point, I think we see a pretty decent reversal on it to a retest of 12, and then this kind of 12 to 14 move. So could fall as far as $10. $10 is really strong in sold puts. So if the market kind of has a couple disaster days and this breaks to the downside, I definitely like it more when it gets into the 10s, and looking at monthly contracts to 12 is what I'm after.
I got a 975 on the lower level, so we're real close on that. Just grabbed the shelf off volume profile 3 year, and I'm more towards the 12, the 1173. That's kind of my channel right here. With your volume profile on the 1 year being 1187, and then on the 3 year it's 2384. So both of those are above this channel. Do like that setup, more of a swing play.
So you're saying like if it confirms that upper level?
I would try to buy this at 10. If you got nines,
Yeah.
you almost go full size for me, right? Like
Right.
at nine, and then so that lets you play the 9 to 12 channel, or not. Sorry, the 10. Let's call it 10 because it's 975. So
Yeah.
the 10 to 12 channel, you can play that right there. That's 20%. Um, but it has range beyond that because the majority of the shares have been traded above that 1180, so just above my line, right? Closer to 12, and then the 3 year is 23, so that's a lot of range. What stands out after that would be 15, but I mean 10 to 15 is 50%, which why the $9 area is a really good risk reward ratio for this. If you go back to like
Yeah.
your June and July lows, that's only $8. So I mean that's not a huge downside.
Yeah. This can give you 20% in like 3 days or two,
Yes.
3 days. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
It's one of those kind of stocks. So yeah, very good.
And so
All right.
far, all three that you've mentioned have had above average volume on Friday. So I like that.
Oh, nice.
I haven't got nothing with like 20% volume on Friday yet.
All right. So next up for me, this one has earnings coming up, so you'll want to just be aware of that on the 20th after hours. Stitch Fix, S Fix. We hit this one before, and it's just kind of at a big decision point. Earnings could definitely push or destroy this, so we want to just sort of see what happens with that. You could play lottos through earnings if you feel like it for pretty cheap, but that's kind of not the trade I'm after on it. If So we're sitting at 478, and I'm seeing 923 5C stands out as bullish, and that's the highest volume contract by far. So that's kind of the one that has my attention here. The sold puts are bullish as well for 923 at 4. That is an 85% bullish contract. So like if someone's trying to play puts on this as a lotto, that 923 4P is like $16. So you can imagine like retail looks at this chart, they're like, this stock is garbage. I'm gonna get 10 of these 4P contracts, and I'm going to play earnings. And right now it's set up where the big money wants you to do that, and those are going to be worthless. So I think like as I look at this, I think it's probably going to beat earnings, but I don't know that you have to play through that, but you can just play the aftermath of that and get some pretty good day trades of 5 to 10% just based on that.
So we have obviously previous levels for this, a great range, which is why I love this stock. 550 to $8 basically. Your volume profile is around 6. If you look at the weekly on this thing, it's red green, but definitely bouncing off that 550 level as resistance. The last ER, it's got its tail kicked and still bounced up out of that and hit the $8 level. I don't think there's much more to give here, regardless of what happens. So playing the aftermath is the best, in my opinion, because even if you catch a 550 to $6 or $7 move, you're good. And if it's a good report, I do think we get back to that 8 level real quick.
Yeah, and like for shares, I mean, like right when the earnings hit, if you get a fill at like 440 or 435 or something like that, I would expect that to bounce back very quickly. So I agree. There isn't much to give. Those sold puts at 4 being so bullish, I just don't think the whales are going to tolerate a big collapse from down here.
Yeah. Well, and
So
this company, if you look into it, they have a decent niche, so to speak. And the chart itself has, I mean, it still has a shelf at 23, and the 200-day moving average is at 23. So I mean, there's a lot more to the north than the south in this thing, um, in my opinion. If they get decent news or a partnership or something, I think you get back in the double digits on this play in the long. I mean, in the long run for sure.
yeah, yeah. All right, so next for me, and this is a the flow is like very interesting on this Yeti.
Okay.
So Yeti is the like those expensive coolers and all that stuff.
Drinking out of a cup right now.
What's that?
I'm drinking out of a cup right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah,
they're
that's
the
yeah.
best.
There you go. Buy what you use, right? That's
Yeah,
always a
yeah.
good approach. Yeah. So all right. So what stands out here is 1021 45C, which is a
Volume profile in the 1 year.
and also 1021 37.5C. It's basically anything they're buying on it is bullish right now. And when I look at the chart, pretty beaten up. The only thing below this looks like those COVID lows. So unless it wants to go test that, I think we're gonna reverse here. Definitely like way oversold. I don't know why CPI would be so significant to Yeti. I just think it's a little ridiculous for this to be down here. I just don't see it lasting. So I think we go back to 40 pretty quick. Basically, is my take on it.
Huge shelf on the 1 year at 45. Gigantic, big pivot. So if that's your strike, is really a good sign for me. And then 3 year volume profile is $33, which we're pretty much right there. So that would be my hold with my risk tolerance down to 30. That psych level, well, 29.80, right? You let it break, but you get the gist of that. But that you have that 45 strike target, I really like, because that's where the majority of the shares are. So
yeah, and if you want to lower your decay risk on that, you can just go out to November on it. Pay a little more. So this would be a swing play for me more than a day trade. But it could have some 3-5% days to the upside too, if you want to play it like that.
are you seeing volume? Like, is that what's going on over there?
Yeah. Just add it like so. Okay, so normally most days on Yeti, the volume will be like 300, 150. Not like really small, but 5,000 volume on Friday on these 1021 45C, and they're $20. So so whales definitely took a big interest in that, and that was not a single buyer. If it was a single buyer, it was in several different buys. So they it looks like it's like 4 or 5 whales to me that bought that.
I like it. Yeah, no, I like this a lot.
And then basically doubled the open interest on it in one day. So, and just like you said, where that strike sits just is lining up pretty nicely.
Yeah, no, I love it. And sorry, I missed it. How much were they? I guess I could look.
Oh, $20.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. And let me give you the calculator on this too, while we're talking about that. So yeah, options profit calculators, really useful. You can get kind of carried away and look at how how rich you'll be with your genius trades. But
Yeah.
overall, you want to kind of get a sense of where these contracts could move, and then especially how quickly you could lose money if something stays flat, which is always like not good for options. But anyway, so if we get back to $40, you're looking at like a 300% move on this. Even back to like $37, it'd be like a 50 to 75% move on it. So yeah, so you're in pretty good shape. And like I said, if you do November, a little more expensive, but like 18 November 45C is $80. You could even go to like 4750s, 55. But yeah, that's just up to you how you want to play it.
I'm full accounting. There's $100 I got in this account to those $20 ones.
Yeah. Yep. Starboy challenge.
I haven't done that yet. I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I haven't found an option strike price that I like that I can get enough of them yet.
Yeah.
but that fits.
Yep. Oh. All right. So now we're gonna get into some EV plays. Basically, like all the ones we currently have, I'm keeping, and then I'm adding a few.
Sweet.
All right. So first up for me is Go EV. Big drop on Friday, which took it right down to basically the spot where I want to buy it, which is around 250. If you can get in the 240s, I think you're in good shape as well. So the story and the flow on Go EV, which I think we've hit this before several times.
Oh yeah.
Move back to 3 is pretty much is pretty likely to happen, and above that, you do start to see some 5C into like January, so that's definitely possible. But basically, I see this trying to reclaim 3. If it does that, then you could see a move back to 350. You can this can really spike dramatically too, but I see us just kind of getting somewhat of a calm channel between 250 and like I don't even know if 350 is it, like 320 or something like that. Could definitely happen.
So we have all the numbers that you said on the chart already.
Yeah.
So $5. Let's get that one out of the way real quick. The $5 is the top of our channel we had from the first couple times we played the stock. 325, 326 is what I have as the lower level. There is a little bit of confirmation at 250 here, but we are playing that underside of 325. No matter how you slice it right now, that's kind of how I see it. I when I seen this, I was gonna make my list, but this kind of went like wait one more week because this can pull back farther as it did. You know what? In July, it was right at $2. But I can play this if 250 confirms. 275 to 325 is a great trade on my end. So that's kind of what I look for. I'm more of a wait and see that 250 confirmed than just buy now at 250 because I can play it. Play it a little bit higher. I can play it a little higher, and especially if it gets back into our channel.
So yeah, right. And so from my end, like 3C, the way that flow works on this, like 3C is like a magnet. It's going to pull the price up there, and then it's going to overshoot it a bit, and then it's going to pull it back down to 3. That's not kind of what I see happening. So then the question is, like, you want to see that momentum towards 3. That's when we jump in, and then it's going to shoot past 3. That's kind of my where I see it going.
Your 3 year volume profile is 375, and 1 year is $4. I mean, so the setup's there. It's just when and how big is this lower channel, right? Like, is it 250 or is it back to two? That's it's just
Yeah, exactly. And with this company, I have no idea like in terms of like making and delivering cars where
sure,
they're at with
sure.
that.
No,
Um,
no, and that's my thought process. Just the way this looks, uh, broken record, the volume, and heading into the beginning of the week, it just was like, let's wait and see. Like, this is probably a great chart come Wednesday, Thursday, right?
yeah.
Like,
Yep.
if euphoria comes back into the market and Biden has 2 or 3 speeches this week about EVs, um, this is when you want to look at 100%, like 100%. Um, but going into the week, it just kind of feels to me like I don't know, and I'm being biased, I guess, on that. I'm just being biased on that, P.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I'm with you, and I think in general, there's a lot of stuff I'm waiting on. There's one that's currently on the hot list that is has all my pretty much all my attention, and we'll get into that. But yeah, so I'm with you. And then let's do ride. Ride is
okay.
almost exactly the same
Yep. Same.
deal.
Yep.
The prices are just a little different, but
Yep.
so right. And by the way, like to me of the crappy EV, if I were to just say like which one would you put money in like long term that is going to eventually going to be $10, I think Ride is probably the one. Just because I think they're going to get it together and do something with like the post office or something like that. But okay, so Ride 2.5C stands out, and I've got those even for this week, which like to me is they're just kind of day trading that. More likely that gets into that in October, but yeah, so like it around $2 for a move to 250.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, you called it at the beginning. Same as the last one. This one's bouncing off of 229 for me. Um, lower part of that channel is 150, and that's why I kind of qualified again for the wait and see for that pullback into the channel. Um, I do like these guys a little bit more because I know more. I'm with you on the like the $10 thing. Not
Yeah.
necessarily the best one for me, but I'm with you with the $10 thing on these guys. Um, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna preach the same thing over again. I just think this one isn't gonna get it into the beginning of the week. And then yeah, you can play back to 229. We're under that level, right? It's kind of using
Yeah.
how far can you get away, play the bounce back to that level, or play news through that level.
Yep. And so my next one is uh, it's a large cap. I think it qualifies as a large cap, but it's a bigger EV, Rivian.
Okay.
And so there are two scenarios I want to go over with Rivian, and I'll tell you the one that I think is the most likely, but and then I'll tell you how I'm going to trade this if it fails. All right, so Rivian is pushing right up against $40, right? And I think that there's going to be an attempt to break through that. 102150C is the contract that has me thinking that might that might occur. But if we get some momentum to the downside, I think you can play puts on this to around $32. There is a scenario in the flow to take it back there. I don't think that we get sub 30 again on this. I just it's that level's a little bit too strong. So 32, very strong here. So if we have some early selling in the week, and this wants to sell off, that would be a great spot for it. But I see an attempt here to claim 40 and just go from there.
2960 was our line with a trend line that's being respected well. One of the few times I'm ahead of you on that dip line. I'm closer to 33 just because it's 10% above 30.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
I think that would be the spot I would want to hold right there. This thing's pushing volume profile though. On the 1 year, it's 38. Everything else, like the 50, all that stuff, I'm with you on that. There's not really an upper target. This is a pretty new stock. It's real choppy um, above 40 on anything except for like I think 60, 65. Other than that, it's your guess. The flow will definitely lead the way on the end target for Rivian. You should see it on your end way before I have anything. So
Yeah. Yeah.
maintaining
And
maintaining that trend line is important though. Um, but the 32 and 33 we talk about is pretty much where the trend line's at right now. If that makes sense.
no, it does. And as I'm looking at it, there's a lot of sold puts at 35 for this week that are
270s right
bullish. So I think there's just some limits to the pullback that will. So we'll see. And so if 40 fails, I think we pull back and try again. So this is like my focus here is on day trades during the week.
there. Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, I'll
Yeah.
play weeklies, and then after that, I'll play for the 930s after that.
For me, these are the better, especially if you're an RTL person. These are the better stocks to trade. I mean, it's had 9 straight green days, or 10 out of 9 straight green days, and the red days haven't been that bad. But if you just play the lows of the day and buy calls, you should be all right by the end of the week. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you lose your phone.
Right.
I mean, you should be okay, and I think those are safer. I mean, if you could find stocks that fit your premium, right, and that you do kind of understand the chart. But this thing's had 3 solid weeks of just kind of grinding up. Um, yeah,
Yeah, and EVs are great. They get this kind of brand loyalty among traders that they'll just jump in and give it an extra push. You see it with Lucid all the time. I've just had more of a focus on Rivian, but Lucid, you can day trade it. Same kind of thesis going
yeah,
on.
yeah, exactly.
All right, so that's all my new stuff,
Sweet.
and
I like
kind of focus list. EV was sort of the theme. You'll notice I wasn't really in basic materials, and our first segment sort of says why. I would anticipate I'll be into those for in my notes a lot late in the week, and then into next week I'll probably have some.
it's always good to monitor the stuff like that, especially when it prints for you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into last week's. Trim it out a little bit. AI 14, 15 on my ends where we're sitting. Um, Volume's still there. I'm not too thrilled about the sector. I don't know where you are on AI.
I'm gonna let it go for now. I think 14's probably gonna break down, not a lot, but I'll be very interested in the flow once it does.
Okay.
But the setup right now is not A plus.
Perfect. Alto, I think that's almost automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. 374 is my lower level. It's been very, 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 very respectful. And we still have 5 on the upper target from here. AMD.
I'm not gonna hot list it, but I'm just gonna say like I would buy a lot of this if it gets to $72, which I think it probably will.
Okay.
The people who trade this don't need me to hot list it, but I think there should be a lot of good trades on it. I think initially I'm a little bearish to open the week, but this drops a few bucks, it's going to bounce hard.
We had 50 last week, so I'm fine with being really strict.
Yeah.
So AUY.
I don't like what happened with gold. I'm going to go ahead and take it off.
Okay.
I mean, we caught a great move on gold. It just we didn't get the follow through on it. So we'll just wait and see.
Yeah, I pat myself on the back. That's like the first metal I made money on, and then I walked away at the right time. Cause
Yeah.
I played gold from like 1530 to like 16, and then it just kind of stayed there. So,
Yeah.
Baba.
So broke out of our setup, and I agree with Pac on this that the setup, the flow's a little bit ugly. Let me give you some numbers here.
This is one of those charts I was talking that fit the it broke through a key level on Friday. Is it real or was it just Friday?
Yeah, right. So this in the weeklies, ADP on 923 is a little bit worrisome to me. So I think we could break down there. At the same time, there are some whales stepping in for like 100 and 105C, but they're giving themselves a couple months, which means they'll, like, if they're confident in that, they'll just average down this week. But I think we could drop a few more dollars here.
82 is what I have next. Like
Yeah,
80,
and
82.5, 82, 83 maybe. Right.
Time to buy it. If it dips to that, it's time to buy it. It's just sort of in no man's land to me.
Really?
It needs to reclaim our level quickly if it's going to do it.
Like pre-market Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's
so
what I'm
gonna take it off, but I won't forget about Baba. So it'll be in the notes for sure.
I'm gonna take it off because I want to thin the hot list out. It's a winner. We know about it. It's a little more risk reward, but I'm telling you what, if this is 87.50 on pre-market open, I'm buying some. That's just how it is.
Yes. Yep.
BBIG.
Did you have a feel for this one around $1?
I got it already. I'm done with it. Unless you see
okay.
something. I mean, I wanted more. I was hoping we'd get a little more than the $1.20, $1.15, but that was the reason we were on it. It reclaimed and it popped, right? You can kind of see it over the last about 6 days ago. It reclaimed the dollar. That's when we were on it, and then popped from there. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to me. If this would have went to $1.50 and it was back on $1 now, I would be interested. But it only went to $1.20, so I'll just wait for the volume to come in because that's what it didn't have.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, on the option side, I have filters set up. When it pops in there, I'll let everybody know.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good 2 weeks here. I mean, it was 80, 90 cents when we started screaming about it, and we made $1.20. That's 50%. Not that we high or low everything, but sometimes the fireworks aren't as impressive as they need to be, right?
Yep.
BTU, old Peabody.
All right. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna be stubborn on this or not.
I mean, that's kind of what we do, is find a kind of level that's going to hold, that you'll get something off of, but you're not just going to go south most of the time. I mean, that's the name of my game for the most part. I mean, I could care less if I make 80 or 800, as long as every trade I make somewhere in between 80 or 800, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care. And that's how you really should approach things. Not you, but people should approach things.
Yeah. So I see limited downside on BTU. I think 20 is probably going to hold on this. The what the whales are after are leaps to 27. So this is a coal stock, and
in the news.
So I think coal is going to go on another run here. This if it gets under 19, I would definitely buy it from there. But looking for a bounce off 20, so I'm going to keep it.
I have 19 to 32 previous session, 21 volume profile on the 1 year. Love your thesis of the 20 holes. Hop on in. Love that. CDE.
Gonna take it off.
Ooh.
Looking for a drop in the 260s, and then I'll see what it does from there.
This might end up on my list this week, to be honest with you. 273 to 350. You got real bad negative flow though.
I just don't have enough. Flow is just mediocre for now.
Oh, TA is decent. All right, I'll make a note of that. CENX.
So I like the spot on the chart here, but
You have 7 puts.
let's see.
I mean, that should be.
So the eight puts are for 1021 are 99% bearish.
Yeah.
They're not really like 7P is 91% bearish. So it's just but it doesn't have a lot of volume.
Are you pro or anti aluminum right now?
I'm anti-aluminum until I see 350 on copper.
Enough
really.
said. Enough said.
Yeah.
Chewy. 32.
Chewy
42.
has been showing some strength. It was a little detached from the indices, which is something I like to see. And let me see the flow on it.
We have 32, which we had a perfect bounce over the last 2 weeks off that level to 42. 40 would be like the realistic lower high if we were going to continue the downtrend. So I definitely want to see above 40 here. And then above 42 would be great. If it goes back up there and kind of confirms 42, that would probably be the best thing. Which that's playable from here.
So the flow on it, 40 is sort of the top, so that's not the best. It gets pretty bearish at 40.
Yeah, it's your higher low. I think we can wait and see here too.
Yeah.
Carvana.
Yeah, I'm keeping Carvana. Carvana is sitting right on my line is 3307 is a really strong level for me just on the chart. Let me give you the flow though.
Volume. What is that? What line is that? Oh no, that's the candle. Volume profile on my short term, which I think is like 20 days, 3309. 2670 is your 1 year volume P.
All right, so volume exceeds open interest on 923.40C and 1022 or 1021 42.5C. And yeah, so I like this to make a move
40
back to 38 or so.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got 40. Just how low do you go here? And I see, where is it at? Yeah, I really don't have a level, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I think there's a scenario here for $25, but
yes.
whales are a little bit timid about that. Really, the move down, they got the move down they wanted, which was 33.5p, and then it went a little below that. So we'll see. We'll see what they do to open the week. But this is my candidate for in any kind of rally. It's going to outpace most anything.
Yeah.
And it has the potential to give you those 12-15% days. We've done this before. So this stock is actually my main focus going into the week.
Yeah, and when I don't have a level, I'll just use psychological levels. So 30 holding would be a really good sign here for me.
Yeah,
as an absolute floor. I'm with. I mean, yeah.
If 30 fails, they'll pile into 25. And it'll get there.
Exactly. I just wait and see after that. Exactly. DNA.
Yeah, this kind of dominates the flow in healthcare for me every week. It's just gonna keep it's gonna keep testing $4, and it always has those crazy leaps at like 8 and 10
Yeah,
that'll probably go in the money in 2024. So
cheaper.
as far as the trade goes, we're kind of seems like we're sort of in the middle of a zone here, but I do see a test of 4 coming up.
Yeah, this one's weird. It's like 310, 320. It just needs to stay over 3.25. Um, and then there's plenty of room to the north, but we're higher low still, so I like it. Um, DNMR.
This one, I'm going to go ahead and take off because I thought that we'd get the rotation of AMRS money into this, and it didn't happen. They've just stayed in AMRS, and they're still staying in it. So I'll take it off for now. Pretty close. I mean, if it goes to like 350, I think it's a definite buy because it's going to bounce off that.
Yeah, I see a bounce. It's funny you mentioned both of those are in my notes this week. I forgot this one was already on the hot list, but this note was dip on my end, and that's what I was looking for. Like, do you see this going at you have the 350 sold puts because it's a good time to start scaling in if you do.
Yeah, let me see.
It's a real good time to start scaling in if you do.
I got 5C is really bullish on it. Yeah, so 2.5p is still. I mean, it's actually they're buying it. It's bearish, so they're not selling it yet.
Okay, let's wait a week on that then.
Yeah.
Dow. Where's my list? Oh, right here.
Right.
Oh no, it's here. Bam.
Yeah, Dow. This is back almost where we originally bought it.
I didn't like the 48 break. It's another one of those. It broke Tuesday,
yeah,
but it broke below a key level. We got a lot of these.
Yeah, the calls are bearish on it, so no reversal just yet.
All right. EV
probably go to 42. Honestly, for Dow.
42. I like that.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Good call. There's a shelf there.
Yep.
EVETL.
This is building some momentum on my end. Let me give you some strikes.
Yeah, let's go. I'm figuring. Well, it's complex, but like, when to pound the table and say, hey, flow's gonna come in on this. Just let's get on it, and when to know the flow's gonna come first.
So the contracts that stand out are 1021 7.5C and 120 12.5C.
Ooh, we're keeping this big guy.
Yeah.
TL. TA is gonna lead the way on this one, but you're gonna be the one at the finish first with that 12. Yeah. Jesus. We have 774 as the line on the chart, kind of the pivot. It's one line on the chart. That's
yeah. I think it could just bust through there and just fly.
Perfect higher low though is what attracted me to it. Off of volume profile, which was 5.
It's gonna take off vertically.
Is that what that is? Is that vertical takeoff?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I just know it's yours. I should put that. Yeah. I should put that with Space Place. F cell. Are we playing E? I think we are.
I like I like this at $4 a lot.
Okay.
I think that'll hold this time. Let me see.
It fits sector right now too, because kind of the hydrogen of the EV plays. Not EV.
Yeah.
The clean energy plays.
So I like 923 450. I like the leaps to 5 on it as well.
Yeah, this thing's just in a great uptrend. Higher lows all over the place, above our trend line.
If you can buy in the 380s, that'd be good. So if we
Three
get that early week dip, that'd be where to go.
359 was our level from a long time ago, and it didn't get down there from the last ER. So I think you nailed that right there. 380, 375 is probably go zone on shares.
Yeah, and those numbers for me, it's a little rough, but basically, I look at like how bullish is the strike around 4, and then that tells me where it might dip just under that, and then you can grab it.
Keep it. Keep it.
Yeah, keep it for sure.
Okay. F S R.
Yeah, we should keep FSR.
Jesus. If you didn't
So,
make money on FSR, DM me so we can talk.
yeah,
Please.
you had several days to add this
Yes. Monday and Tuesday it bounced perfectly off the 850 level, which we talked about last week, and it did not come close to under nine. Well, it didn't come close to under 975 the rest of the week. After that, I mean, and it went all the way to 10. So you got 850 to 10. That's a
and
huge trade.
that's I think we're in that same setup again. So look for a little bit of a dip off this 894, and they just want to take it back up to 10, 1021, 10C stands out.
We have 15 as volume profile in the 3-year. That's my blue team go if you ever see that. Which I don't think you're going to get it until 10 confirms. You're not going to get 15 until 10 confirms.
Yeah.
That's not usually how that works. It's not DNA.
I mean, there is the whales are nibbling a little bit at 11, 18, 15C. So basically, they're ready if 10 does confirm. If not, they'll just keep rolling those.
Gotcha.
But that contract, by the way, is about $16 if you want a lotto.
What was the strike?
11, 18, 15C.
I might look at December's just because I know the news is probably coming. That's probably the day the news comes. Those fuckers.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Groupon. Middle. I got 9 to 15 channel, kind of middle there. 10 confirming my end, which would be high or low, right?
Yeah. So this, I think it's going to fall to 10, and then 10 to 12 is what I have. So I wouldn't buy it here, but I think we're going to pull back a bit.
We got the move out of it. I mean, we were on this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Look at the chart. We'll be back when it sets up.
Yeah.
G stat.
It's going to go to 2 from here, I think. Is that enough for us?
I can keep it in notes just to clean this up a little bit. We already kind of had a big move.
Yeah, we got
173 real strong though if you're looking for anything on your end. It's right there at 175. That's the level you want to load it on, which is your volume profile 1 year and like the lows the last 4 out of 5 days. IMAX. One of the few charts that are caught under our trend line but respecting our lower level of the channel.
Yeah, I like this to $17.
That's the upper channel. So, that's the upper line on the channel.
Yeah.
My thesis always was this time of year, the summer movies did well, so their ER would push them up and out to what you were seeing, which I think was 20 leaps in November, if I remember correctly. Or they would acquire like Cinemax, whoever just did bankruptcy, right? Like they're just going to acquire theaters, put 3 or 4 IMAX screens only in there instead of the other ones, right? And then have their own theater situation. Or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the only two things that kind of made sense to me with IMAX. But 1550 is our lower level here, so if you like it to 17, I that would be A plus to me.
Yeah. Yeah. We should keep it
Okay.
for that reason.
Products you use too, I do like those screens. JMIA, from your notes, I think we're keeping this.
Yes. Yeah. So this is very likely to hold at 7 and see it going to 8, 850.
Lines are
And then
our lines are 5 and 650. This is a running winner. 7 looks great. I like the 7 level if that's holding on your end also. No target north here. This thing could go 10, 12. You tell me.
right. Yeah. No, I think so. Yeah. It's let's see. Yeah, I mean, 15 is feasible for January.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's why we're on it. Kodak. It's kind of got some downward pressure last week or so.
Yeah, it did. I'm going to see if there's any strength here in the puts.
We're still on our trend line on the hourly, if you can see it real well.
So yeah, 1021 5p is bullish contract, and not a lot of bullish activity above 550 calls. So I wish I'd see a little more there.
Yeah, let's not.
Might take it off for
yeah,
a week.
I don't want this. Yeah, good call. Cold?
Yeah, we should keep cold.
All right. Just listen to Tupac, guys. He's nailed this thing. Lumen?
Did not like the breakdown past 9.
Yeah, it had an ugly week.
Yeah.
Meta. That's a big
no. I'm gonna take Meta off.
Big no for me, sir.
Yeah.
MGM. And it's not on my list, but Win ran Friday. I did notice that. Thought that was interesting. I didn't see any news.
Yeah, I think I do. I like resorts. I think they're going to be good. So what stands out here? Sold puts at 33. So I think this is going to likely tighten up a bit, and then 36 break and it's gone. Kind of my take.
I played this, I think, like 42 to 50. I could look at the chart and give you a better number, but like 42 to 50 while I was at the goddamn casino this time last year. And
Yeah.
and they've done way better, more business since then. I'm telling you. 35 is kind of the what needs to confirm. We've been stuck underneath that, but it gets back to there. So
I mean it's
I do still like it.
It's a $40 stock. I mean,
Yeah.
without even needing a big push. I mean, it's gonna get there. So yeah, I like it. I like the strength at the 33 sold puts. So risk reward is there. I don't see this going back under 30 personally. I think it'll hold.
I like it. Nikola.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been popping up in my notes quite a bit. And let me see, going into the week.
With 479 to 777 is our channel. We're on 1 year volume profile right here.
Sold puts at 5 are bullish on it. I have some calls to some calls to 10 and leaps. So I still like it.
Yep.
Like the sector too.
Yeah, I like it down here. NOV. Oh, they had dividend on Thursday. Interesting.
Yeah, dividend flush would be a good play on this. Let's see here. I mean, flow is all bullish on it, and a lot of in the money activity makes sense with the dividend coming up. I do see a push here to 18 and 19 C in October. So I like that. Yeah, I see a 19 test coming on this.
Yeah, we're consolidating until the move north, in my opinion. You tell me where we go.
Yeah.
Whether it's 20 kind of stands out here.
So I think they'll take it to 19, and that's when I'll see the strikes above that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it back here, real quick? 24, 25. That's what kind of stands out. Love it. NTR.
That broke the wrong direction. I'm taking it off.
OKTA. Pretty sideways. Are we just early here?
Yeah, I think we're early. It's let me see the flow.
I mean, that gap is gnarly. There's such a big gap on the thing, like back to like 78, 77 from from like 65, 68.
So I don't I think that gap's gonna fill. I don't see any urgency to turn this around just yet.
What do you want to do with it?
Take it off for a week,
okay,
and we'll come back to it.
ORGN.
Gonna take it off for now. I think this probably drops into like the 520s. Then I'll come back to it.
I got 536 as the lower level. I like that assessment. Pen.
Yeah, I'm keeping pen.
Yeah, that's a pound the table one.
Yeah.
PFE.
Yes. So I like
with you
this to move
48.
48. Yes. Yeah. So really good one for weekly options. Yeah. Pretty safe.
I agree. And catalyst incoming any time on these guys.
Yep.
Doesn't take much. Plug.
Yeah, I like plug to 32.
Interesting. That's the only one I don't like right now, but it's just because it's third test of this 30 level. They're gonna get it done this time?
I think so.
Okay.
But could fall to 26, so be careful.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's the what do I got here? 25, 21. PTLO. Sideways after the channel break on 22, 23, whatever you want to call it. I got 22, 29 on my end. We did get a move to 24.50, but was that kind of it?
Sold puts at 22 are really nice, and you can play this 22 to 24, but longer term, I think into November, December, we're gonna break 28 and head to like 32. So I like it.
Well, you want to keep it on then?
I do, yeah.
I'm where I'm at with that, so like I don't need to tell other people at this point in time. I kind of feel like if I got my job done and I'm in it, you should be in it too already.
Yeah.
Roblox.
Do you know what dropped them on Friday?
No clue.
They have some kind of bad news or something.
I was golfing and kayaking, my friend. I did not. I
You
was
were not in the meta.
no, I was not in the
You're in the
metaverse.
real
I
world.
I don't care what news they get. That advertising news is just too big for me. Um, and 40
Um,
40 is the
so
level I
I
got. 40 is like the level.
yeah. So I do think I think 40 is likely to hold. I mean, it's under that, but I think it'll bounce there. 36 would be great. I don't think we're gonna get it though. So yeah, I still like Roblox a lot. We'll keep it.
They released August figures on Friday.
Mm.
That's what. Just a quick read there. The 13% or whatever it was looking at. Yeah, I like it. We are 100% from when we were at the bottom, um, but it's one of the better growth stocks in my opinion. So, and 40's huge. What 38 below that maybe? I mean, we're not going far.
Yeah.
37.5. Um, Revlon, another sideways week.
Yeah, I still think this is gonna go, and the
I'm
longer it
with you.
coils here, the bigger it's gonna get. So
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
we're holding 620, 650 right in there really well. Um, yeah, I'm fine with keeping it on it.
yeah, it's holding this level for a reason, and the reason is not stability in the company.
No,
So
no, it's
this is
not. No, this is
this is a squeeze candidate all the way.
100%. Um, yeah, and that's well. Let's stay there for a second. That's why I'm okay if you're watching the screen here. Like that's why I'm okay with most of these volumes we're talking about, are at least 100%. This one had 13. That's no volume because no one's selling. That's why the price is holding. No one's selling their shares. Everyone's waiting for the squeeze. So the liquidity is crazy in that right now. So I'm okay with keeping that around because if when volume comes, it's going to be $8 in 35 seconds.
Yep.
Rig.
Rough close to the week for Rig.
Rough week.
Yeah.
The whole week.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah, once 350 failed, it kind of did not. That's a good example of a stock that kind of just goes all the way down to the next psychological level because there's not any real support.
Yeah, whales are getting into leaps on it, but until I see shorter term stuff, I'm just gonna
wait.
Wait. Yeah,
Sweet.
it can pop back on my radar quickly, and I'll let everyone know. But
Perfect.
No reason to hot list.
Perfect. Yeah, it's not a TA play, so it'll be flow first. SD.
Gonna take this off. It could turn around here, but gonna get very interested in it at around $16 if it wants to fall there.
Yeah, I got 16.59. I'm with you on everything. Same thing. SE Sense. SENS. Kind of broke.
I think we probably break down here to 120.
Okay. Let's let it
So
go.
take it off.
Yeah. Skills.
I think this might lose $1 this time.
Ooh.
Right. Sad day.
Damn it, P, you suck. I'm out. That's the one. That did it. Yeah, just missed hit swing and a miss on that one.
Yep.
SQQQ. Talk about not a swing.
We're running, baby.
Yeah.
I think this one will go. Yeah, you kind of saw with CPI why I liked this one.
Yeah, no, it was great.
If yeah, any $40, anything under 40 was great. But yeah, I think this is the inverse tech. Obviously, going to be a volatile week.
You
can day trade.
You think we get 60 back here in the short term?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. SWN. Had the big pop and just failed. I don't get this. I don't get charts like that did this last week. They're crazy to me.
All right. So I'm gonna let this one go because I just think we dip a bit more. Could very well bounce. If we do bounce off 7, we're heading back to 8, but we might break down below that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a good example of kind of managing the trade. I mean, we did get the move. It went 725 to 8. I definitely didn't expect to sell off back below our level. That's normally not what we're about. But if you manage this trade, you still got 10% out of this thing. Um, with you on taking it off now because my actual level is closer to like 556. So, um, tell.
Let's see.
I have 4, kind of on the underside from Friday and Thursday and Friday, to be honest. Is it going to reclaim, or do we check back down to the 3-ish level, which would be my next level?
Yeah, I think I definitely think we probably test 350,
Okay,
and
let's walk away
so
for now
I'm
then.
gonna take it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Val, same thing I just said, but with 13.
Right. So I had called out leaps on this back when we were in the like lower 12s and got a great move, and I got out of them. So
Okay.
just gonna wait and see. So I'll take it off for
Yeah, I like it at 11, not 13, unless you have
now.
the flow read for
Yeah, no,
Catalyst.
I'm
Weber.
with. I Squeeze thesis is still in play for me.
Yeah, 614 is my level.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it. Let's keep it. Yeah, I like to have a couple of those. Variety. Wow. Thursday, Friday.
I still had Wish on mine. We took it off though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wish lost $1. So I'm just gonna make fun of it.
Over
I'm
it.
not gonna get over it. Yeah. All right. Wow. Yeah. So Wow is really interesting in that whales seem pretty adamant that something's going to happen in November on this thing. 1750 C, and then I got 20 C leaps on it. So I'm keeping it. The flow looks much better than the chart to me. I don't know what you think.
um, your strikes are our channel. Um, if you're keeping it, I'm okay with it because we're at a discount here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the chart, this is the third test down in this range, that 15, 1550. So an opportunity to get it below the 17, 17.5. That's probably the best for shares, to be honest.
Yeah.
Use 14.99 as your stop loss. Yelp.
So
Friday.
I'll take it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Works for me. All right. My list is definitely full of a bunch of regulars and a few news, but most of them are in decent chart positions. So, um, as always, if there's some flow, that'll be our catalyst. AMRS, definitely want to know where you are on that. I know it's in your notes as well.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
big on this 350. If it confirms, there's definitely a higher move here. Um, if not, we could get back below 3 easily.
So I got sold puts at 4. I've got 1021 5.5 C is really popular. So yeah, I think we bounce here.
Yeah, 350. All right, let's put it on then.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not even. Am I even? Where are you at on ape? Is there even options over there?
Nope.
Okay, I'll keep that in notes. Five's pretty strong. I think we got like 485 last time we played it, so you can get a dip below 5. Um, but that one's almost a no brainer and down here. for anything. Bank of America.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
We're holding this 33.5, 34 level real well, and it just looks like we want to go back to maybe 38, 40.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I got a 120 40C. Ton of open interest on that. And
How do you think these will do this weekend with interest rates being the news? You know, that's going to be news this weekend.
yeah,
Good for them or no?
probably good for them. I think kind of like a move to 36 or so for BAC.
Short term?
Yeah.
All right, let's put it on there.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go wrong with a name like that. You get full read on Bean?
Oh, let's see.
I mean, 17, maybe 20. This thing moves real quick. I think buying it below. I think buying at 12.50 is the best, but we didn't get there. But you know, your 14, 15 is where it's at, in between there.
So I got 1021 20C.
Yeah, strong.
And volume's kind of low, but volume's always pretty low on this one. So
yeah, no, for sure.
or given its the context, it's pretty strong.
Does it fit your on your side? Like,
yeah, it does.
Okay.
So it's one of those that like it doesn't pop in the filters on its own, but like when the sector's good, I look at it and it's pretty. It can outpace its peers. So
yes. All right, let's do it. Blink. If 24 is a key level.
yeah,
It's kind of under that. Like, it's been bouncing off of that. Sky's the limit after that, right?
yeah, for sure. 923, 2350C, 24C looks good. Yeah, I like the sector. I think if it gets 24, it's probably going to 26 fairly easily.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was hoping.
So,
Something
yeah.
like that. Well, because if not, we're just going to bounce off 24. I mean, it's not a horrible trade, but
right.
I'd rather run through that and then know 24 is the now my support, and that can be my stop loss, and we can see what we can get on the other side. That's what I would rather do than just have to sell at 24.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you said something about this. So I want to at least talk about it a little bit because the chart does look like it's holding the level, but CCL. I mean, we called this at like $7.
Yeah. So right,
So,
this fits into my whole thinking that cruises and resorts are
sorry.
gaining some strength. I mean, I think at the very least, what I don't see whales try to hammer these when the market's bad. There's just isn't much room down. I think there's a lot of strength there. So yeah, this is very likely to bust through 11 and hit a 12 to 14 channel is what I see on CCL.
Perfect. That's what I see as well. I mean, we started at 8 to 9, got that move to 11, 12, and now 11's confirming over the last like month. Um, yeah. And then 14 would be from 11, 14 would totally be my target as well.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. You're talking about it too, so. Um, do you get ever see COMM? COMM?
I have before, not in a while. Let me see here.
Doesn't really fit my chart style, but I've been preaching about stocks in an uptrend, and this one kind of has pullback the last 2 weeks. Which the 12 to 14 is still tradable range, but it if it continues, it has range above that. I mean, as history above that, we could see definitely
Yeah,
see a
it has
strong
that.
move.
It has definitely has that look of something that's going to retest those highs.
Yeah, which is like 20.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get above 15, it's 18, 19, no sweat.
So the sold puts at 12 are really strong, which tells me they're gearing up to bounce. So I do like that. Basically, it just comes down to like, does the uptrend hold? And it seems like they're walking it up. So I do like it.
Let's do it. It totally doesn't fit my chart style, but I've watched too many of these just continue back into a zone that if you can get a read on them, they seem like they.
Yeah, the sold puts at 12 are enough to put it on for me.
Yeah, and it's right where we are. We closed right at 12.
Yeah.
Um, Datadog 89.39 is my level. This held the level Friday. Um, one of the few ones. This chart is what I wanted to see on a bad Friday. Is it go to my level and not go through my level?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very few charts did that. Most of them ran right through levels. And 97 still being our top end.
So, yeah, I mean, there's no real effort to take this under 90 on my end. So I think that's the floor. And we're going to get a good opportunity. If we do get any selling this week, if this just drops, 1.5% or something on a bad day, that'd be a great sign. So definitely looking for that.
All right, let's keep that or add that back. I think you add them when they're at the bottom of the channel, take them off when they're at the top of the channel.
Yeah.
I missed one, but I wanted to run it by. It's my favorite. Kind of a fanboy now, even though I don't use their product. Bros, 3250.
Mm.
Is what I
Thought you were
have.
going to say Beyond Meat.
No. I don't buy puts.
So yeah, this one it looks kind of like the sold puts are sort of walking it up. They're very bullish at 34. So
that's a higher low then. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
have
that's nice.
Do you have 4750 somewhere in there? Or nothing there yet?
No one's stepping in on calls just yet. It's mostly the sold puts.
Starts mad sideways. You want to wait and see? Add it.
Yeah, we'll wait. We'll
Okay.
wait. It's not going to just take off without us, I don't think.
Okay. I don't either. EV Go. Did we do that one yet?
No, I don't think we did. Let's see.
12 on the upper end. We're kind of on volume profile 3. You're here at 9. It's respecting that more than my 850 level, or my $8 level. Sorry. What did we just talk about? Oh, calm. It's kind of doing the calm thing.
So yeah, Friday was not kind to this one, but I think I think they overdid it a bit.
Yeah, it's 10%.
I like it back to 10, fairly smoothly.
Do you have 11 or 12? No.
I got 12. Yeah, I got 10, 21, 12C.
All right, let's do it. I'm trying to talk myself out a couple of these, but that's a strong. Those are strong reads. They line up too well.
Yeah.
FTCH. I think this was definitely yours.
Oh yeah, fetch.
Previously, it bounced off a 10 on Friday. This is again like Datadog, another one that held the level on Friday, which is 10. It is the upper part of our channel. 12, 13 were our last two highs. It's 20, 30%, so it stands out to me. 950 is your short-term volume profile, so that's kind of where my stop loss is at. I just like that setup from here. If you have,
the calls are bearish on it, so I'm gonna hold off.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Lemonade. It's 22 something right now. Oh, it's almost 23, but
Yeah, this is one. I didn't get the full move, and I just sort of been waiting for it to come back
you
to
want to wait
where
another
we.
week?
Um, I want 22.
Yeah, me too. 2205 for sure.
Yeah,
I'm fine with another week, especially with how my bias going into the week.
yeah, yeah. We'll wait one more week.
Okay.
We're not getting 18 again, though. I don't think.
God no. What about Mo? Divvy flush. Sideways Thursday, Friday. Love to see it.
Yeah, the market conditions actually are favorable to a stock like Mo. I think.
We had
40.
41.20 to 45 last time. That's the channel we played, and it just takes a while.
Yeah, the looking for kind of a slow grind to 42 to 46 is sort of what I'm after.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. I like
Okay.
it.
Perfect. Ooh. Netflix.
This shows up in my notes a lot lately.
They got that ad rev. Okay, so here's my thing behind it. They do finally have some catalyst. You know, the pain seems kind of over. They're losing all their subscribers. They're charging too much. That's all that's over. Like we've worked all
Yeah,
that out. 250 has been the line in the sand, um, and the gap after 250 is ridiculously big. Ridiculously big. Like it's almost to 350. So I like it. I like to start working, like looking at them now because of that. Like you don't want to wait. You want to get it below that 250 hopefully. Um, and
yes,
we're just
yeah.
bouncing there right now. So I don't know what you see here, but
Um, one 2024 350C.
yeah,
So they're having kind of the same idea. Um, they're they're buying like long contracts on the gap fill, basically.
yeah. And if you look at the weekly, like 215, 210 is kind of the bottom, right around here, and I just don't. I mean, we're moving up. We're moving up, and this is just not for me when you want to be into it. So
Yeah.
should we add this? Should we notes this? How do we approach? Because
Well,
this is
yeah. I
more
mean,
like a
I think
long
it's
term.
well, it's long term, but it's either long term or weekly
Okay,
scalps. Like, it's
to
not monthly
250.
time. Like, yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah. So like for this week, 250 is the contract that I think is playable. So yeah, I do like getting a large cap on there. So
okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
let's do it. Yeah.
Rad. I see seven. Like seven confirming instead of six. Or 675, what do you want to call it? Confirming. It just has range back to nine. Um, Try and take advantage of the Friday dip because it was trending up without Friday.
Yeah, and Friday didn't really change their tune on it either. So
Yeah, yeah, like playing it from 850
like
to nine, not sexy. 760 to nine, I'll take it.
yeah, yeah, and that's where I think it's going. So 930 10C is a really bullish contract. So I
10
think
even.
we're gonna get
Okay.
out here.
All right. Put that back on everyone's radar. Um, Oversold space. We're way down.
SPCE.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Wow. I remember
Mm-hmm.
like playing the pump on this in like May.
Mm-hmm. It's flipping 60, $70.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see here.
I remember when 20 was kind of key for this thing.
Got sold puts at 550 are bullish, and 6C is bullish for this week. You get into October, a little bit of 7.5C. Yeah, I mean there just isn't a lot of downside from here. I think you can I think you can catch just some breathing room to 6. It'll take a catalyst for it to like really run, but I think you can walk it back up to 6 from here.
That launch is still pending. It's not nothing to do with them, but when any launch happens, space stocks run.
Yeah.
Do you see this going below 5? Like for
I don't the flow doesn't take it there.
Okay, let's put it on.
Yeah.
It's too much of a good upside to it. Square. I got 60 to 85 is the channel it's in, but the 65 could totally hold here.
Yeah, it could. It's going to go to like 61 if it doesn't hold here on my end, but let me see if I think it will. So I see this running back to like 75 in October. That stands out to me. And looking for sold puts. Yeah, the sold puts at 65 are pretty solid. So
now or next week for me. That's the only question I got for you is now or next
week. Yeah, probably next week. I just I'm not confident that
that's going to happen this week.
65 can hold. Like, yeah, I mean, or that the reversal will get going this week. I think we might just bounce around a little bit.
Okay.
Next week,
maybe get a 63 this week. 64.
Yeah.
60. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm with you. I just like to be early. And I'm a fan. You know I'm a fan. Tilray.
Yeah.
Shit, where'd I put that at? Tilray. 3 is it for me, boss. Like, that's as low as it can go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really bullish to 350.
That's at it.
Leaps to 5.
Yeah. Okay. Not the simple one. That's a sandwich trade right there. Upstart. 24, 25 is what I've had. It's really respectful the last 3 weeks. Upside's been to what? 27, 30, 28, 27, somewhere there. Again, another one that ate crap Friday but held my level.
Right.
Just pointing that out. That's why they're here. Not ate crap Friday below my level. I don't like that as much.
There's a chance that whales will want to try to push this to $20.
Okay.
Real
quick, what do you see at long term? Where do you see these guys being long term? You know, like, I mean, they were $200, $300. Do you see them $20 stock, $50 stock, $100 stock?
40 to 60. I know that's a pretty big range.
No, perfect.
Yeah.
No, I'm dead center of that. So,
perfect. Yeah.
You. Again, 8 crap Thursday, Friday, 646 is my level. That's the upper part of our original channel. This is one of the few charts I got a third line to 850. So that it pulled back to that one. Are we going back to 523 or are we going to bounce around in this upper channel 650 to 8?
1021 8C. So I think we head back up.
All right, let's add her.
Yeah.
Are you okay with adding it? I know it's a metal, and you're kind of the metal
Um,
kingpin. So, how do
no,
you feel?
uranium's sort of a different deal.
Okay, okay.
Alternative energy. So yeah, I like it.
I refer to the experts on that one. Um, two charts I just want to look at. That was all I had pretty much.
Yeah.
Two charts I just want to look at are Docu real quick with you and PSNY. So we'll start with Docu. Um, it broke trend and it actually rejected our trend line last week, but it went back to the lower level, which is 57. So kind of seems like a lower high, um, but the low is real close to the bottom, which is like 55, 52. So I'm just kind of getting a feel on what you think about Docu.
I think it's gonna probably test that low, and if it breaks down, it's in big trouble.
Yes. Okay.
Um,
Well, it doesn't really
I'm bull-
fit what's hot right now either, right?
right. Yeah. Um, I'm bullish again at if it claims 59 and goes from there.
You're like 59. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
And then PSNY. I nailed this, P. I flipping nailed this. Um, I was confident the seven, six anything, but the $7 level has to hold. But we ran all the way up to the $8 level. Real hard to read after that. Whether it's
Yeah.
9, 10. Is there any interest on your end, or is this just going to channel in between, 6 and 8, 5 and
Uh,
7?
Whales like the $10 lottos on it.
But nothing
So
like nothing out of the normal.
no.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
watching this one? Or you got this on your radar?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think this one has the most to give in the long run. Um, quite clearly because it doesn't have bag holders. Like
Right.
Rivian has some bag holders. Like when Rivian gets to 70 and $80, it's going to hang out there for a year.
Yeah.
It just is. And that's how I feel about a lot of. And you could go like if Nikla or Ride, like you're saying, ever gets them. There's some people that are wanting to get out of that.
Right. Right.
um, perfect. That's all I got. You got anything last minute you want to add or look at or?
So it's solar, right? Like I
Yeah.
like solar. It's just it was like so good and it stayed up there that I can't buy it up there. But Enphase, look for Enphase to pull back to 300, and let's see how it reacts there. That's a big watch for me. I don't like to put like just a bearish thesis because I'm not even actually quite really bearish on it, but I just think that
It's
it ran
natural.
so hot
Yeah.
that got to come back a little. But I don't want to bet against it. I want to just wait for it to pull back and then bet the upside. So let's just see what happens at $300 for Enphase. And then the other solar plays are sort of similar. So call up
FSLR.
SPWR. Let's call that one up real quick.
SPWR.
Yeah, SunPower.
Okay.
And
Yeah, Jesus.
so like this one, pulled back here to 26. I just want to kind of see like how much it wants to give back from there. The floor is at 25 in options.
Yeah.
So let's just see if it bounces there. Because if it does bounce there and it goes to 28,
35.
it could just go crazy and go to the 35. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
So solar's a watch for me. I just want to see if it pulls back, how much it pulls back, how it reacts to that. It'll show up a lot in my notes. Nothing on the hot list, but a big sector that I'm watching.
I have last week I had Sun W and it just didn't make my cut. But if that's the case, I think that's still these are from the shitty standpoint, right?
Yeah.
That will still trend, and I'm almost 90% sure SPI is going to be on my list this week, which is another crappy solar play. Because yeah, I'm and I don't know if it does is View Solar or just Windows?
Um,
Let me pull it
I
up.
think they're just. I think
Just
they're smart windows.
just Windows.
Yeah.
Because that was another chart that was kind of in a good spot.
Oh man, that's that. Wow, that looks good. Damn. Let me hang on. Let me look at the flow real quick.
Yeah. Smart glass panels. When electric coating, smart glass, software algorithms, sun tinting, smart glass, smart buildings, smart glass. If they ever
No flow.
announced that they did like solar windows or some shit, this thing would
Yeah, yeah.
fly.
I don't have any flow coming in yet on it, but and I do like. I like that chart a lot.
Yeah, me too. It's on my chart, my TA chart side. But like,
Imagine if we, man, if we break 250 on this, this could just go crazy.
179 is my level. That's the only line I have on the chart. That's it.
I might just buy some.
And look what it did Friday. It literally just ate 179 all day. Ate it Thursday too. A couple times. That's just a. I like seeing that in a chart. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like a level that I put on there, I trust, and it just bounces off of it 4 or 5 times because it will come up to 186, will come back down. I'll just have 180, 183, slot my orders in right there. Boom, boom, boom. Call it good.
Who found this one? Did I find this one?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely want to keep an eye on it. I like it.
Perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, as always, appreciate the time, and let's trade safe this week, and have a good week for sure.
Yep. So I'll have notes up later, and I've been retooling my how I do my option watch list. I want to bring that back though. But so I'll have that, and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
no, those notes have been good. Keep that up, P. You've been killing it.
Yeah.
All right, have a good weekend.